So I'm with a very special guest today, a man who has seen both ends of the spectrum, and he's the founder of Utsav Yoga. So his journey started, he is actually a science and a technical guy who at one point he never thought that he would believe in spirituality and meditation, and then he's just all into spirituality and meditation, and he has explored all the major spiritual organizations in India. And what's the most crazy part about this is that his entrepreneurial journey led him to discover spiritual path, which is like so uncommon because for most of the people, business and spirituality are literally worlds apart. But he could marinate it in the most unique way. So, hi Viraj, how are you feeling today?
Jagriti, I'm great. So thanks for a lovely introduction. So let's start our conversation today.
Yeah. So today is a very special day because it's 21st December, International Meditation Day, and it's happening for the first time.
Yes.
And since you are the man who has walked the talk, how does it feel to have meditation being internationally recognized, that too at a world level, and everyone is celebrating it? How does it feel?
I think it's a great thing because once a practice which is as profound as yoga or meditation is recognized by UN, it finds much more adoption, it finds much more acceptance because the world has 7 billion people, right? And even in best case scenario, there are only about a couple of 100 million people who are aware of yoga and meditation. So humanity at large can benefit a lot from these practices.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's a great thing that UN has adopted this day as a World Meditation Day, and we have seen the benefit of yoga spreading. So yoga was also adopted as a, I think 21st of May was accepted as a World Yoga Day. So that has seen the benefit. I've seen now youngsters talking about yoga, and yoga is ultimately a tool to get you into the meditation. Okay, so it's a set of technique to prepare your mind and body for meditation. So it's good that meditation is now accepted, and UN is taking initiative to keep a day to create the awareness for this phenomenon.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. And I think it was a much needed move, especially in today's date. So I'm glad that UN has declared this day as the World International.
I mean, it's an epidemic today, the attention deficit that we are seeing in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, with Reels and Instagram and social media and AI and everything. So we are seeing a epidemic of a sort.
Yeah.
Attention being in short supply, and without attention, a human being cannot be healthy.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think meditation is something that needs to be understood today as an antidote to the attention deficit which human beings are facing.
Right.
Because without being attentive, we cannot really experience life. Okay, so meditation is a way of life. Living meditatively is a way of life through which we are more present, we are more attentive, we develop our faculty of attention and awareness. And as a result, we can lead a much better quality of life. No doubt the science and technology has given us gadgets and comforts around us. But ultimately, as human beings, our experience depends on very small things. Are we getting good sleep? Are we feeling good? Are we enjoying what's around us? I think it's very, very small things on which our experience is based on. And if that experience is not great, it doesn't matter whether you're in a Ferrari or whether you're in a cycle. It's the quality of the ride, which is completely dependent on your mind and how you're perceiving that ride. So if that mind is cluttered and there is no attention, you will not enjoy the ride, whether you're riding a Ferrari or whether you're riding a bike. So it's important today that we understand this phenomena and we actually develop this as a practice in our daily life.
Yeah.
And it will drastically improve the human condition in terms of our mind, clarity of mind, as well as our health in general.
Right, right. You're right, actually. I think attention is the new superpower, especially in today's date, because, in this digital era where we are like constantly stimulated with so much of information and it's so overwhelming at times. So it's really important for us to learn how to be attentive to ourselves and be focused. So that's how, that actually defines the quality of life.
Yes, I'm glad that you're saying this because your generation is much more exposed to a digital life. You're like digital natives.
Yeah. Let's not talk.
We were early adopters, but you guys are born digital. You were
Exactly.
born after internet?
Yes, I am born after internet. Like, thankfully, I'm a Gen Z. So, but I got my phone when I was in 11th class. That too because I had to go to coaching late at night, so it was needed for commuting. But Gen Alpha, especially, they are born with gadgets. Like, before anything else, like even before they learn to walk and speak, they learn how to use the gadgets. So, yeah, I think it's much needed for that generation more than anyone else.
So, meditation will only grow now because the disease is there, so the medicine also has to grow.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, the root of the word meditation is medicine.
Oh.
Okay. The medi part comes from the medicine.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
So it's a way to declutter, your mind so that your perception can be clear and you can actually see what's the reality, because we are not seeing reality the way it is.
Yeah.
We are seeing reality with our own, glasses, which are completely cluttered with a lot of elements that we are picking from media, a lot of elements that we are picking from different notifications that are coming. Even our past experiences and future desires, they also kind of, I would say, skew our perception. So if we have to clear our perception and see the reality the way it is, meditation is the only way to declutter and to give that clarity to our perception. Because if our perception of the reality itself is skewed, how would we build our future right?
Right.
Right? If a driver of the car is not able to see the road clearly, how would you reach to your goal?
Right.
Right? So that is the problem that is happening. And it was a problem that I was also facing in my business. I'm glad that you mentioned that a lot of us are chasing numbers, are chasing dreams which are not even ours. Right? Those dreams have been planted in our head through social structures, through parent conditioning, through school conditioning, through college conditioning, the definition of success which the world has. So as a result, we are not really chasing our own dreams. And even if those dreams are achieved, you don't really get any sense of happiness from those dreams. Okay, so I think meditation is the only way you can actually figure out yourself. Because if you're not able to figure out yourself, you're living many lives which are not even yours. You're chasing many goals which are not even yours.
Right.
Okay, so that's why this term is of utter importance in today's age, and I'm sure a lot much work needs to happen. And I'm glad that this step has been taken, I believe, to create awareness. Such talks will create awareness, and many such talks will happen at different forums.
Right. Right. Actually, since you mentioned that, we explore everything in the world but ourselves, and we are literally a living infinity within ourselves. There's a phrase, "Aham brahasmi," which means I am the universe. So, but we never stop by and, give ourselves a chance to explore ourselves and go deep within ourselves. So I think meditation is the way to bridge that gap.
Yeah, so once you start meditating, and even if you start with few minutes a day, you would realize that how your thoughts are impacting
Yeah.
you in general,
Right.
right? Because so far you don't even have a distance between, our thoughts and us.
Yeah.
So with meditation, at least we develop that sphere of awareness, which we are able to see our thoughts, right? A lot of time we're just our thoughts. We are acting on the thoughts. We are acting on the impulses,
Right.
right? So only with meditation, we could create that distance between what's there in our mind in terms of different thoughts going on, different feelings in our body. Okay, but it's the first time you would realize that you're not really your thoughts. You're the observer of your thoughts,
Okay.
right? So with meditation, we basically develop this awareness
Okay.
where you are able to see yourself also clearly. And we are basically the end product of what we have absorbed from the environment. Our mind and thoughts are basically a reflection of what we are consuming.
Absolutely.
So we can only manage that once we see it clearly. If we don't even see it clearly, how would we manage?
Right.
Okay, so that's why meditation is very, very important. And its awareness is required in kids, schools, working professionals, all age groups.
Absolutely.
We are a meditation deficit society or attention deficit society.
Attention deficits at all.
So in an attention deficit society, we need to develop the faculty of attention.
Yeah.
Some people call it awareness, some people call it consciousness. Okay, but it essentially the sphere in which everything exists, including our own thoughts. Okay, so that's really what meditation is all about.
Right. Since you were talking about, meditation helps us dissociate ourselves with the thoughts. And there's a phrase which I think almost everyone has heard, that thoughts become things. So I want to touch upon my favorite topic, manifesting, through this. So basically, when someone says thoughts become things, what they essentially mean to say is that thoughts lead to our feelings, which in turn lead to actions, and which actually shapes our outcome and results. So the quality of thoughts literally define the quality of our life in that way.
So if you've got 5 thoughts in our mind which are pulling you in different directions, where would you go?
Right. So I think that gives us a control in our hands in which direction to steer ourselves into.
Yeah, so thoughts definitely help you move your life in a particular direction because thoughts directly impact your perception.
Right.
Right? And only with right perception you can create the right, future for yourself.
Right.
Right? If your perception itself is fogged, how would you build anything for yourself for future? Right? If your thought itself are not clear and you are pulled in 5 different directions with 5 different thoughts, you will not make a movement anywhere. You will just be where you are. So that's really where it is.
Right, force becomes zero.
The force becomes zero. You're an engineer yourself, right? So you have studied physics. Right? This is a object, force is going in 5 different directions. It will not gonna move anywhere.
Yep.
Even if it moves, it's random. But if you really want to manifest a future for you, first you have to see that future clearly in your head.
Right.
Right? And then you have to take actions in that direction. Then only that future will happen. But today, the problem is we see something, tomorrow we forget that, we see something else. Day after tomorrow we forget that and we see something else. So as a result, we are not really moving anywhere. Okay, so that's what is happening with a lot of us unconsciously.
Right.
Right?
And since meditation helps us in reducing the number of thoughts, so do you think that is the, missing link to manifesting? Because
Yeah, I would not say that it helps you to reduce the thoughts, but it helps you to create a healthy distance between you and your thoughts.
Okay.
Okay, so at least you're able to dissociate yourselves from the thoughts. Thoughts are like clouds, they will come and go,
Okay.
right? So, but if you cling to a thought, if you get involved with a thought, okay, then you give energy to that thought.
Okay. So you get to decide which clouds to ride
If
on.
you have the awareness and the required distance, safe distance from the thoughts, you can pick which thought to give energy.
Right.
So I would not say that meditation can help you to reduce the thoughts, but meditation can help you see the thoughts more clearly. And then it gives you that choice,
Right.
that which thought do you give the energy.
That makes perfect sense, because I think, so like, this is like an elephant in the room problem. A lot of people,
You're referring to me, right? Okay, sorry.
so a lot of people, including myself, think that, meditation is all about clearing the head and sitting still and, magically disappearing all the thoughts from your mind. And I'm guilty of this myself as well, because I remember when I started meditating, the moment I sat down, I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. Oh my God, I have to go there. Oh my God, I have to meet this person. Oh my God, I have this deadline coming up. I was like, oh my God. And to make matters even worse, the moment I sat down to meditate, sometimes I even ended up dozing off. So, and for a very long time, I just kept thinking that I am doing something wrong. Like, something is wrong with the way I am doing it. So why do you think that, people have this notion that meditation is all about clearing the head and sitting still? And what advice would you give to people who think that meditation is not for them?
Yeah, so I think for today's generation, the best way to get started would be, like yoga, for example, is a great tool, right? So if you indulge in any form of physical activity, where there's a dynamic movement of your body and your attention is inward onto your body, and you do that for maybe a period of 45 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, right, where your attention is inward into your body, and you would see that your mind gets to a still place. And maybe after that 5 to 10 minutes of sitting quietly and just observing what goes on in your head, will start developing that faculty of attention. Okay, so this is one great tool that I have found myself. So that's why I'm a big yoga fan, that 45 minutes of practice brings you to that stable place where you can enjoy your shavasana. So your shavasana is a meditative state, right? It's a miniature meditation where you're able to see what's going on in your head, and you would see that it's easier to lie down in a shavasana after yoga. That's why shavasana is at the end of the yoga, not at the start of the yoga, right? Because you're able to let go of many feelings and thoughts during that physical exercise. So this is one technique. The other is pranayama, or any form of breathing practice that you do. So neuroscientists today agree that your breath has a direct connection to what's going on in your head. So the slower your breath, more calmer is your mind, right? So if your breath goes high, in terms of that means you're not at rest in your head. Okay. Now, the reverse also works, that if you want to slow down your head or calm your head, you can gradually slow down your breath. So deep breathing is a great way to calm your head. So in pranayama, most of the breathing is focused on two parts. One, how do we increase the capacity of our breath so that we are able to oxygenate ourselves more? So increasing your lung capacity and increasing the diaphragmatic breathing capacity. That when we breathe in, our tummy goes out, right? That's what in yoga happens. So that's the right way to breathe. That when we breathe in, our tummy should fill up all the air, and when we breathe out, it should go in and all the air should go out. So if you do this conscious breathing for 10 minutes, you will see that your mind itself calms down, because there is a direct correlation between your breath and mind.
Right.
So anytime you are facing a restless situation, anxious situation, you can also adopt this simple exercise that you do conscious breathing.
Yeah. You're right. Our emotions do reflect the way we breathe, and our breathing patterns fluctuate with every different
So
emotion.
these are two very simple things: physical exercise, breathing. And if you're unable to do any of these two things, there are many other things. You could indulge into something which your heart likes.
Okay.
For example, painting.
Oh.
If you are into arts and you enjoy painting, paint. If you have an aptitude for music, play a guitar or whatever instrument you have. If you have a knack for singing, even if you're a bathroom singer, take a long shower, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sing. If you're a walker, walk. If you're a runner, run. Become one with running.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a walker, walk with full attention, full awareness. Not just to watch your steps. Enjoy the walking, become one with it. Right? Like there is a term in your generation, gedi. So even gedi can be a meditation. You drive with music and full attention. It's a meditation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very beautiful way to
It's
put it.
not just about sitting in a cross-legged position like a yogi and, that's only meditation. Anything where you become one,
Yeah.
where you're not your thoughts. You are in that space of being a watcher. That is the space of joy. And the space of joy is what we are discovering through meditation.
Right.
Right? So meditation is a conscious effort to bring you back into that space of joy. Because when you're in the space of joy, your 100% attention is there. You cling on to the joy, right?
Right.
But I think we also get confused between joy and happiness. So today we pursue objects to get happiness and we confuse it with joy. Right? You buy a new watch, you're happy for 2 hours, maybe 2 days, maybe 2 weeks. But after that, it fades away.
Yeah. Happiness is a very fleeting feeling.
It's a very fleeting feeling. So we need to distinguish that what is the place of joy and what is the happiness that we buy through external objects.
So joy is being attentive.
Joy, when you're joyful, you're attentive, and vice versa. So when you dance, let's say you're dancing with just yourself in the room, there's music. Are you trying to impress anyone?
No.
You're just joyful yourself.
Yeah.
Right? When you're laughing.
When you're completely immersed in the moment.
Immersed into the moment.
And it does not has to be exclusive to the activities you enjoy. Once you learn this art, I think you can apply it in every area of your life.
Absolutely.
Like I remember one day I was doing dishes and like my mom was really scolding me to do it and I was trying my best to avoid it in every possible way.
So that can be your medication.
Yeah, exactly. So I was given no choice. I had to do it. But then, somehow suddenly I saw the bubbles forming up and, it was warm water. It was a winter night. So I started really enjoying it. And I never expected that to happen. But I finished all the dishes and I said Mama, if like there's any more dishes next time, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Mama shocks, daughter rocks.
Absolutely. So a lot of these activities, household activities, gardening can be a meditation. Your washing dishes can be a meditation. So for a lot of, women in India, just taking care of the household with full attention and full of love itself has been a meditation. And there has been a whole concept of karma yoga.
Yeah.
Right? Where work itself becomes a meditation.
Right.
Right? If you're in your job 100% and it aligns with your purpose, it becomes meditation.
True.
right?
True.
But when we are working in a job because it pays us a huge salary, but it's not really my dream to earn that salary, but I'm doing it because the society has instilled fear in me that I need to earn that big salary.
Yeah.
Then I'm in the wrong place. Then I'm going anti-meditative, and that will only create suffering.
So why do you think that people, they start running after cheap dopamine, like scrolling social media, where it's actually taking their attention away, but the true joy is found in being attentive? So what do people really miss in that they start chasing the wrong things in life?
I think the existence is designed like that. That there is temptation, and then there's effort that is required to go from that temptation.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a downward pull to anything which is easier, right? So a lot of us fall for that, like eating sweets, for example,
Yeah.
also gives us a dopamine. But someday we realize that, eating all the chocolates and eating all the jalebis is almost same as, let's say, scrolling the social media for reels and getting our cheap dopamine.
Right.
Okay, and we move away from that with that awareness. Okay, so I think that transitionary step has to happen in each one's life. The Facebooks and the Instagrams will not like it because their AI algorithms are designed to give you more of what you like. Right. So if you start liking specific type of content in social media, you get more of it.
It's a bait.
It's a bit. So you've been an AI designer.
Yeah.
Know how it works. So AI works on that concept. You give more of what you like.
Yeah.
So somewhere we'll have to make a choice. And that choice can only come with the awareness.
Yeah.
And for that awareness, we'll have to put some effort initially.
Right.
So though meditation is supposed to be effortless, but to get it started, initially we'll have to put in effort.
Yeah. It's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah, it's like cycling.
Yeah.
No one else can teach you. They can hold you,
Yeah.
but ultimately you get it on your own one of these days,
Yeah.
right?
That's
That's it.
That's true. So initial part does require some efforts, but after a point it becomes effortless. Right.
So it's just a matter of getting started.
Hmm.
And for me, the key drive to start this yoga foundation, because I felt that yoga is a great way to get people onto meditation, or to, for us to experience that meditative zone is easier through Shavasana.
So you founded a yoga organization for Shavasana.
Well, that's the ultimate, right? So as Sage Patanjali has defined, eightfold path of yoga, the last step is samadhi.
Okay. So we are skipping all the steps
Samadhi
then.
is equivalent to deep sleep,
Yeah.
right? We all go into samadhi every night, and you know how it feels after a good night's sleep,
Absolutely.
right?
I think for me, the best part about Shavasana is that, because it's Shav Asana, which means a dead body pose. So when I am lying down after a heavy workout like a dead person, and I'm just focusing on my breathing, it makes me appreciate life so much, because imagine, someone who is actually dying and that person is getting to live, few of his last breaths. How much appreciative of those breaths that person would be. But we take it for granted, like you're breathing unconsciously, never appreciating it, that, this is what is keeping us alive. So I think that's
Those are other attributes which are missing in today's life, sense of gratitude.
Exactly. Which brings me to another question, that there are so many different types of meditations out there, like, gratitude meditation, mindful meditation, guided meditation, pranayama, breath meditation. So, someone who wants to get started on this path, it's like bombarding them with a big list of menu when they don't even know, what each item tastes like. So what would you suggest to someone, as a friendly fresher's guide? to someone who wants to get started on this path?
So, personally, with my experience, I mean, I'm not talking about the bookish knowledge. So, basically, we accumulate a lot of stuff in our body. So thoughts, if there are recurring thoughts, if there are recurring feelings, right, they get stored in our body. Or any specific emotions that you feel on a gradual basis, it gets stored in your body. And they become hindrance to meditation, because it bombards you with thoughts and you were never able to even relax for 2 minutes. Okay, so the best way for me that got started was through the practice of yoga. Okay, so initially you work through the body because it's easier to work through the body than to directly attack your mind. Okay, so work through the body and breath, and you will reach to the mind, the stillness of the mind. Because what happens otherwise is that you start sitting and you relax, and in 2 minutes you're fast asleep. Because the only time you are habituated to relax is when you sleep. So initially, if you just try to meditate without preparing your body for meditation, sleep is a natural outcome that will happen to you.
Because the body is getting relaxed.
So body is getting relaxed, and the only time you relax your body is when you sleep. So you have to prepare your body to be in a relaxed state with full attention. With full attention. Because in sleep, your attention goes. Right? So you need to train your body. And also the practice of yoga is so beautiful that it is a natural cleanser. So there are a lot of emotions that are stored in us, right? In our joints, in the muscles, So our postures, if you see people who are stressed, generally their back will bend. I have seen it with my own posture when I used to be stressed, working 12, 13 hours easily on a daily basis. So my posture had a certain stress in it. My back was rarely erect. My facial muscles were not really very relaxed. It would have a very sad expression most of the time. Okay, so it shows on your body. It shows on your body, and with yoga, you can actually gradually do a catharsis, reverse. You kind of release those emotions, stored emotions within your body. Okay, so all these postures, they help you that, and it's integrated with breathing. So naturally you start feeling calmness in your head. And once you feel calmness in your head, you know that your parasympathetic nervous system is working, which basically is the healer within you. Our nervous system has two parts: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. One is for fight and flight type of responses, and other works for healing, repairing of our body, maintenance part. So one is like an army. So nervous system gives command to our body. Right? That's the job. It's like a CPU and what is it called? Motherboard type of a thing. So most of the time we are in a fight or flight mode when we are stressed. Right? Only in a relaxed state does our parasympathetic nervous system kicks in, which basically looks at repairing, maintenance of our cells, tissues, body in general. And only with parasympathetic nervous system kicking in, we can be in a healthy state. Otherwise, we'll have to rely on additional external help in form of medicines and doctors and all those things. Our body also has a faculty to repair ourselves. So we're not leveraging it. And as a result, we need external healing most of the time. For small issues, headache, we need a tablet. Acidity, we need a tablet. So that's why meditation also leads you to a better health. So I would say meditation has many benefits. So let me try to summarize it for you. Since this is a benefit economy, everyone wants to buy benefits. So let me try to summarize benefits of meditation. 1, you will be more successful in whatever you do. You'll be more healthier. You will have better clarity about yourself in terms of what you really are and what you're destined to be. Okay. 4th, you will have better relationships because you'll be able to relate better with people around you. Yes, there are some disadvantages also because people may see you as a rebel, because you'll be more authentic. So you may lose some social, friends who are not gonna like that new you. Okay, so there are some disadvantages also. You may get into more frequent drift with your parents also. Okay. So those are some negative side of meditation, which are not really negative in long term, but yeah, initially they may create a little bit of turmoil around you. But the benefits in long term really outweigh the negatives. So I suggest all of us should start with this practice in whatever way we can and try to develop this inner awareness and see the transformation within us as a more blissful person, as a person who enjoys life more, who falls less sick, who has clarity, who is able to manifest his real inner desires.
And make life a celebration.
Make life a celebration. जरूरी थोड़ा ही है कि everyone is going to be Elon Musk. That you can only celebrate life if you become Prime Minister of India or if you become the richest person in the world.
I doubt they celebrate life after the
So,
as well.
as commoners, we can celebrate life. Right? Today, we are being forced a wrong notion that you need to be successful to celebrate life. I feel that you are successful if you have started celebrating life. Okay.
That's a very beautiful way to put it, no?
But don't believe us.
Yeah, don't believe us. Give it a try, please. Yes. Meditation, in short, is the answer to all the problems in life.
It's the ultimate answer. Someday this question will come to you and you will find the answer, and उस answer को ढूंढने की कुंजी, meditation हिंदी में उसे ध्यान भी बोलते हैं, उसी से ही मिलेगी. बगैर ध्यान के तो नहीं मिलेगा. बचपन से ही हमारे माता पिता हमें सिखाते हैं, बेटा ध्यान लगाओ, ध्यान लगाओ. ठीक है, आज फिर हम उसी तरह से बोल रहे हैं कि ध्यान तो लगाना पड़ेगा. अगर कुंजी ढूंढनी है, if you want to feel blissful, if you want to be free from these bondages which are restricting us, तो ध्यान तो लगाना पड़ेगा. So this is your only.
लगाना सीखने के लिए ध्यान लगाना पड़ेगा.
बिल्कुल. So effort डालना पड़ेगा. And yoga is a perfect place, a perfect playground in which you can build these skills. In fact,
it's a playground.
It's a playground. It's a technology for meditation. The ultimate goal of yoga is union.
Communion with
Yoga.
mind, body, soul.
Well, many type of definitions exist, right? But I would say union with your own self, right? Today we are living as someone who is a byproduct of our thoughts which have come from different places.
Yeah. And we lose ourselves.
We lose ourselves in the whole process. So connecting back to that real self is the process of self-realization, is what Maslow talks about, self-actualization, self-transcendence in a lot of corporate jargons, psychology jargons.
For which they charge millions.
So it's all about knowing yourself. It's all about knowing yourself. And the best tool is meditation.
Yeah. I think being with yourself.
Being with yourself.
We as human, we sometimes become human doings rather than human beings. We forget being with our own selves.
Right. But don't come into the meditation with a specific goal. Right? Because then it won't happen.
You won't enjoy the process.
You won't enjoy the process. So it's
So you'll be like, once the result happens, then
Right.
I'll be.
so don't make it a very goal-oriented exercise, because joy is not goal-oriented. Right? Because the moment we bring goals, we bring milestones, we bring steps, step 1, step 2, we bring methodologies, it loses the bliss. Where is the bliss? Okay, so let it flow. Let yourself lose in this whole process. Don't follow a very rigorous structure. Start with yoga. Work on your body first. Start getting glimpses of it. Start enjoying your dishwashing. Start enjoying your music. Start enjoying your road trips.
And join Utsav.
Well, that's the crux of it.
All right, Viraj, thank you so much for this conversation. It was a pleasure having.
No, it's my pleasure too. And thanks everyone for watching this video.